Could be interesting.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Trials of Imagination, episode 11. We're back. We had a nice off week last week doing a Q&A episode, and we're back into the thicket of the roleplay and the campaign this week with all the players back in the saddle and back on board. It's going to be a fun night. We have just a few announcements, not a whole lot to go through, but just a few that we want to cover real quick. But first, if this is your first time here, this is the group called Trials of Imagination. We are a bunch of nerdy friends who like to just get together and dork out and play Dungeons and Dragons. And we choose to stream it. We tend to not interact with chat a whole lot vocally once things get going. That is not anything personal. It's just that we have a limited time slot to cover all this stuff, and we want to get as much covered as we can. However, we do try to make sure to converse in the chat itself as much as we possibly can without diverting our own attention to, what's going on in the game. So feel free to interact with us there, but just know if you try to get us to say something to you vocally, it might not happen until the end of the stream, where we try to at least take a few minutes after everything is gone to talk to all of you folks for just a little bit before closing out the stream. We also put these videos on YouTube every single week. The stream is on Tuesday, as you would know if you were here, and if you're watching this in post. On Twitch, it goes to YouTube on Fridays as well, so that you can watch it whenever you would like, because Twitch eventually removes them. So that is another reason we kind of don't interact with the chat vocally too much, because it doesn't work when someone's listening on YouTube. It gets very weird and doesn't make a lot of sense. So that is who we are. We are playing the campaign known as Curse of Strahd. If you're not familiar with it, it is wonderful. It is a gothic horror type of campaign. The version we are doing is a little more homebrewed and goes outside the realm of the book itself, but that gives you an idea of the territory of where we are. So if you like that type of stuff, stick around and we'll have some fun, I guess. I don't know what you're into. Announcements. We want to show our deepest gratitude to all of you crazy folks who continue to throw out subs like a bunch of mad lads. And we finally got our third emote in. And Miss SJ apparently wants to be the one to show it. So whenever you are ready, throw it up in chat and we'll showcase it.
Bam.
Boom. There is your little sassy Strahd. Basically.
Chibi Strahd!
Throwing up a glass to your boy.
I met this guy like once.
Right. Don't even really know the guy at all. It's a Strahd smirk. Yes, it is. So, big thank you to all of you guys that made that possible. It's solely because of you guys, so we greatly appreciate it. Don't really know what to say. It's kind of insane that this continues to happen.
Shout out to our artist, the Power Mama.
Okay.
She has brought all our ideas to life, and she is fantastic.
So we now have 3 emotes, all specific to this campaign. So if you are not subbed, that's all you have to do to have access to them. If you are subbed, you already have them. Feel free to spam away. That's what they're there for. If you want to throw the emote up.
Hands blood, cheers blood.
Yeah, just all the blood. All the blood. Just
all the blood.
A lot of blood. That's just kind of the nature of this campaign, it seems. So yeah, so that's a pretty awesome thing. And we are going to be doing some giveaway stuff in the future again. So be on the lookout for that. We'll make sure to announce it on the announcement portions of streams and or our socials whenever we start doing those again. We're not at the moment, but rest assured it will be happening again, so we can get some more people some free stuff, because that's always fun. And a weird thing, and I hesitate to even say this because I'm scared what's going to happen, but we are currently at 89 sub points, which is ridiculous in its own right. So it seemed fair that if somehow we hit 100 by the end of this episode, and no one here has heard this, so this should be new to them, but we will try to work out a cosplay episode at some point to where everybody who is willing dresses up. Yeah. So they don't have to, but we're going to try to talk everybody into it and dress up and have some fun. We want to do that eventually anyways, but just as an incentive to push us in the direction and get it over with. If that happens, well, son of a hamster.
There it is.
I was waiting on it.
There it is.
That's 11.
I told myself, surely not. Surely not.
Or like, how many do we need? We're there. We're good. Dark. Look, you broke Two-Bit, Dark. Look what you've done. You broke him. He's crying.
Well, gosh dang it.
Okay, next time you do one of these, you have to have a rule that Dirk can't skip
we're about
any
at that
done
point.
by Dirk don't count.
You are not allowed to throw subs. Oh my, that's an interesting question from chat. Richard, I'll let you decide that one later. So, good gosh.
All you gotta do is ask.
Oh.
You crazy man, you Dirk. My gosh.
Okay.
Get around
Thank you, Dirk. We very much appreciate you.
Yep.
Yes, we do.
Yep. Okay, so that's enough for announcements. We're going to roll into the intro video and then get into the thing. So roll the intro video. And welcome back, all of you crazy individuals. You. Last time on Trials of Imagination, specifically episode 10, our players continued to traverse their way onto the outskirts of the village of Barovia to Ismarks Home. While they were going that way, Ismark did have a little bit of conversation with the party, and long story short, he did kind of warn them, hey, we're about to go through an area that is known to be dangerous, or known that can be dangerous, and it's not wise for two people to be carrying people and potentially be, at risk of being attacked because you're having to carry someone. So they said it's probably wise to wake them up so that you have your best chance of not being caught off guard. So they went to do that, and that's when the dream sequences kicked in, and we got a lovely dream sequence from our dwarf Nadar, where we got to see a little bit of his backstory. I think I'm just going to do a clickbait thing and say, if you want to see it, go back and watch the previous episode instead of me explaining it here.
Sassy.
But it was some good stuff. Finally got a little bit of story on Nadar. So I don't want to do it a disservice by saying it in a short synopsis. Just go experience it yourself. After that ended, we literally switched kind of straight into Elbreth's having a similar thing, except instead of it being a dream from the outside looking in, which is what Nadar's kind of was. He was watching it happen, seeing himself. Elbreth was more of being in that moment, reliving it type of thing. And she was being attacked by her own kind, and our lovely players got to play as those people attacking her. So last episode, if you missed it, our own players tried to kill Elbreth as other players, which was a lot of fun to watch and listen. We got a lovely accent from Richard. We got some fun dialogue from the rest of the crew, and it was a funny a funny interaction, to say the least. And the last thing that happened in that dream sequence is Elbreth literally died. She was killed. Yet, while still in the dream sequence, woke up in a bed, took a deep, gasp breath, which was still part of the dream, and like a seamless transition. That's also when she woke up in real life. And that is where we left off last episode, but more importantly, where we pick up this episode. So, the last thing that happened, Elberth has now woken up, taken a deep gasp, and Nadar, when he woke up, was also had tears, if I remember correctly, and is kind of walking about aimlessly, more or less. And you guys are still on your way to the Ismarks Home. So, what do you do?
Oh, wait, Nadar. Come on, get up.
What?
I'm kicking him. Still.
Yeah.
he Nadar puts his hand out, taking the kick with his hand.
Alright, buddy. No, I ain't doing nothing. As long as you're awake. We didn't pull salt in your eyes this time.
I tried to knock him over just with his foot in my hand, and I rolled a nat 1.
I jump out of the way.
He jumps
Gotta
out
be
of the
quicker
way,
than that.
and you connect with nothing and face plant.
I was on. I thought we had left it like I was
Yeah,
on the
I thought
ground,
it was
so
on
he
the
was
ground.
kicking me. So I was like, so I had put my hand out to stop it, and trying to flip.
I think
I
it just
admit-
means, as you clunge for me, you kind of roll over.
Correct. Because
We can do that,
you
yeah.
miss, so
Crumbly,
just-
tumbly dwarf.
your face just kind of eats dirt.
What do you want?
We need you to go up, mate, because there's probably some fighting that's going to have to be doing, and you're pretty good at that.
No.
No, what do you mean, no? Come on, mate.
Not
I'm gonna
doing
get
that
going.
again.
What?
Oh, does this have anything to do with those ghosts? Because those kind of freak me out too, mate.
What?
When the kid ghosts were inside of you.
Not
What's going
really.
on, Nadar? What's going on?
Nadar finally looks around and realizes, oh hey, like this is just he just perks up like, oh, that's not happening still. And then he stands up.
Okay.
You're right, boy. I've never seen you like that after 6 drinks. I mean, maybe 12 drinks, but not 6.
It was a crazy dream, so to speak.
Well, dreams don't mean much.
Oh, wait. They mean a lot. I mean, to
No,
some
they
people.
don't.
Yeah, they do. Dreams can
I
tell you a
mean-
lot of things.
This dream kind of reminded me about some things I didn't want to be reminded happened.
So
Okay.
it's not one of those weird, strange premonition dreams that tell you stuff. It's just kind of like a memory. Is that what you're saying, Nada?
Yeah, twinning. Yeah. Do we have anything to drink?
I'm sorry, buddy. I didn't grab anything. We kind of had to rush out of town in a hurry.
Not even water?
At this point, Ismark's gonna come forward. I do not have much, my friend, but I do have some water if you need some.
Thanks. Nadar takes a swig and hands it back.
He's gonna take it back and extend his hand as he's like, "My name is Ismark.
Nadar. Shake.
Pleasure. I am escorting you and your friends to my home for temporary shelter in the meantime."
That's fair.
How much further is your home, Ismark?
Not but maybe a quarter to half a mile. The
Okay.
big issue is we're about to go down road that is less open. Village Brova very open. We take small road that is suddenly surrounded by forest before coming into opening where house is surrounded by forest. It's kind of hidden off of the trail, but as such, it's more susceptible to attacks because you have
Okay.
woods on both sides. Again,
There you
not to say we will be attacked, but I just don't want you to be alarmed if something should happen. And I don't mean to pry, but to our other friend here who also just awoken, you seem to be rather alarmed upon awaking. Are you okay? Do you need water as well?
I had a dream about when I. Who are you?
He's going to do the same thing. Just says, my name is Ismark.
Who are you?
I am the son of the burgomaster for the village of Barovia. I was born and raised here, just a native to this land.
It's like a mayor's son, as far as we can tell.
I do not know what a mayor is, but you see, people seem intelligent. I think they probably would have an accurate assessment.
He says he's got a big house, and that's where we're going.
No, he said his father has big house.
Right. His father's got a big house.
That.
Well, okay, whatever.
So,
Anyways,
you know a lot
Elbrand,
about
are
this
you
land?
okay? You didn't get hit or anything. You just kind of went in a daze and then passed out at table.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened. I didn't even have a drink because Nadar wouldn't let me have any. Kept taking mine.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Think maybe stress. I don't know.
I mean, this place is pretty stressful.
Yeah. Again, if I may, I don't mean to pry, but both of you that just woke now, you say you both experience dreams?
I did.
And both of them, you talk as like it's memory or fiction?
Mine was a memory as well.
Mine was also a memory.
What does this mean? Do you know a lot about this place, and do you know how we can get home?
He's kind of looking down now and scratching and looking not concerned but serious. He looks back at all of you. I'll answer your question as best I can, but before I do, have any of the others experienced this as well?
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, I wouldn't say so. I haven't had a lot of time for sleeping.
Well, we kind of already had a good assumption that you were the devil's playthings, as we said before, but this confirms it.
What?
This is
Are you saying he's controlling our dreams? No, you cannot be saying that. That is too much.
I did not say this, but it is a recurring thing for adventurers that are brought here specifically for that purpose. They come here and suddenly are experiencing strange things that they are not accustomed to, and oftentimes they describe it as memory or vision of old. Sometimes they say it makes sense, sometimes they say it seemed like memory but broken or different from how they remember.
Oh,
I don't-
joy.
I wish I had more information for you. I don't have much to go off of because, not to be pessimistic, but most of they don't survive very long here, so you don't get to question them much.
Pleasant.
Ismark, you said it's dangerous around here,
Yeesh.
so we should probably get moving now that the companions are up.
I would say so. If you feel like you have your strength about you.
Nadar, how you feeling?
Nadar just solemnly shakes his head yes.
Elbreth, you feel like you move on?
Yeah, let's get out of here.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure it'll be better talking at the house than wait around here for dark.
All right.
Most assuredly, I have zero desire to be outside upon nightfall. And around here, in case you haven't already noticed, it's not exactly bright during daytime, so it gets dark a lot quicker than you think.
Joy.
Then let's go.
Very well. And you guys are going to proceed onward and are going to arrive at the path. I'll give you one pass around if you want to have any sort of conversation amongst yourself before you arrive at the funnel path that he was describing.
His name again.
Ismark.
Ismark.
Ismark. I go up to Ismark and try to talk softly. Ismark, I have a quick question for you.
In my experience, most questions are not quick, but proceed.
Okay, you are correct. It probably is not quick. Or the most likely answer is no. But anyways,
This is already long, yes?
I just want to talk. Anyways,
I'm trying to make light of a dark situation. Pay no
Yes.
mind. Please proceed.
okay, Ismark. Now most people here are not in the whole magic thing. They are surprised it even exists and basically believe that it all comes from the devil, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, I'd say only really people in village of Barovia. If you go to other cities here, you not run into that problem as much.
Okay, so is there anyone close by that is more in tune to spiritual elements that is not related to devil?
There were several answers until you added that last stipulation.
Well, yes, I'd rather not have to associate with those who are with the devil because it is a very, what is the word I'm looking for? Delicate, situation, and I'd rather him not know about it. Though, let's be honest, with how he marked me and kidnapped my brother and brought us here, he may already know about the situation. But here's hoping.
Well, truth is, I think these people you're looking for either do not exist or they will not exist for long, because usually devil picks them apart. What you might find, to give you a sliver of hope, if any, is people who do not serve devil directly, but do what they have to do to survive.
Okay.
It's not the greatest thing in the world, I know, but it is what you are going to find here. Most people are just doing what they have to stay alive.
Right. So,
And to answer your question, there's one very close by
okay,
that
good.
I don't overly suggest, as I am not. I've been transparent that it might be biased, but I am not overly fond of Vistani. But there is a Vistani camp between here and the next town, to where a old and wise and very powerful seer resides there. Her name is Madame Eva.
Madam Eva. But you don't trust her?
I don't trust you.
Good point. Where is she on your level of I trust, no way in hell?
I trust her to be forthright and tell truth.
Okay.
She is the type of person.
Would she go straight to devil with information, or would she wait until it's absolutely necessary to tell him said information?
Likely the latter. Most people do not come to devil unless requested. Most people have no desire to have said interaction unless they have to.
Okay. Well, I
But-
would like to speak with this what's her name again?
Madame Eva.
Madam Eva. I would like to speak to Madam Eva if I have the opportunity to.
Very well. After we stay at my home and wait for daybreak of next day, because it'll take that long to get there. If your party so wish, I will take you to Vistani camp.
Is it that far that everybody has to come?
Is it that far from what?
From the place we will be staying?
It's
Like,
Less of-
can I go for a little bit and come back and meet everybody there?
if you have death wish, it is less of that. You have to think about travel and the amount of time it takes you not only to get there but to get back.
Right,
And
that's
it'll
why I'm
be-
asking how far. Like, how far is it?
You
Like,
would
is it
not get there and make it back before nightfall.
okay.
You might get there before nightfall, but you would not make it back. So you would
And
be
I assume
forced to.
probably not safe for me to stay there overnight then. Because I talked to you in Ismark. I don't really want them to know what I'm doing.
My answer, most assuredly, no. Do not stay with them. Unless you want to lose every single thing in your pockets without knowing it.
Well, who says there's anything in my pocket? I am merely a monk, nothing more.
I am a nice person, but do not take me for a fool.
What do you mean?
I keep quiet now.
No, keep quiet. You answer me.
I do not work for you or do anything for you. I think not.
Yes, but you are making assumption of me, and I'd like to know what you think.
I didn't make assumption.
Yeah, what is with the tapping of the nose? You're like
You all talk
say, you
very
do not,
loud.
You do not fool me, and you tap your nose. What is this all about?
Apparently you forget. You all talk very loudly while I'm still here.
Oi, Ayla, keep it down up there.
I just want to talk.
In past conversations, you make subtle nods about your lineage, but you I don't know. Maybe other people believe it, but I've seen enough people that are trying to hide something that I know what it looks
I
like.
do not lie. I was born and raised in a tiny town.
I did not say
My
you
father
were-
passed away, and we moved to the capital, and I became a monk.
I did not
That is
say
it.
that you lied. I
Oi,
said
Ayla,
you were
stop
hiding
arguing with the guide. We would actually like to arrive at the house, like, in one piece.
something. It's quite all right. I do not mind. It's better than a lot of the interactions I get in village. Most people are rather boring.
Well, I'm glad I amuse you. Anyway, this conversation is not over, but I will leave for now. And I walk away.
Sounds like a conversation
and
that's
stand
over.
next
But
to
okay.
Zyle.
I'm with Seaboy on this.
I'm gonna walk over to Mark. Like I'm gonna
Okay.
be walking with Mark.
Okay.
Oi, Mark. What do you think of this Ismark fella?
He seems okay.
Right, because I'm getting a little suspicious of him. And it's not just what he's like telling us, but it's what he's not telling us. You see, he doesn't seem to believe in the blood moon year, which I'm totally
Yeah.
cool with. Right. But it's
Yeah,
keep it down, keep it cool. Like he's kind of told us some things and then he's held back a little bit, you see. Because I asked him about other people like us and what they had to go through, and he waited till after we were following him, till he had gone like halfway, till he said that people like us don't seem to make it that far, or don't seem to stick around long.
I don't know what to think of that.
I know, so I'm just saying that's some strikes for me, right? Because he's given us some different, and he doesn't seem to get along well with other people in town.
What do you
Right.
mean?
Well, when we booked it out of town, he seemed to get us out of there real quick. Like he stopped Ayla from talking to those people,
Yeah.
which I went along with because I didn't know what was going on.
Well, what he said seemed to make some sense. Like, those girls seem to be pretty shifty.
Maybe they were, maybe they weren't. I'm just saying, like, he seemed to, because he didn't just get us away from them; he got us all the way out of town. And then,
Yeah.
like a fourth thing, what was the first thing he did when we woke Elbereth and Nadar up? He offered him a drink, and not just any drink. He offered him some water. He didn't seem to have anything else to offer. And you know what that could mean. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
So, I wanted to know how you felt about him, and now I know, but I'd keep a close eye on him.
At this point, Nadar and
Okay.
Elberth both just die.
What?
It was the water.
It was like, I told you! The freaking water!
The one session I don't have my character sheet ready for my backup. No.
Hey, she didn't drink Ismark's water.
Oh. Alright.
I'm just saying, when we get to his house, don't take everything with a grain of salt.
Alright.
And pepper.
I just want somebody else other than me keeping an eye out. I trust you, Mark.
Okay.
Alright. And then last layup, does Zao or Elberth have anything to say before reaching the funnel point?
Or before you die.
I'll
Or, yeah.
go up to Ismark. I'll kind of walk up next to Ismark.
Yep.
So, you seemed a little concerned over this dream business. And you think this is some game of the devil?
Yeah. It seems to follow a pattern. You know, I don't presume to be smart enough to know the machinations of devil, but all travelers that come here that begin experiencing the things that you described, it turns out that is why they were here, and they tend to not survive very long. So more so just from experience of what I have seen with my own eyes, it is kind of what happened.
You have these dreams yourself?
I cannot say so. To be honest, I don't think I've had dreams since I was a little boy.
Be thankful for that, lad. Dreams are the only ghost a man really has to fear.
I take you at your word. You seem like you have truth in your eyes. I do not know what, but you have face of man who has been through things that were probably tough in life.
What I'm gathering, you can say that for just about anyone here.
That's why I can recognize it.
Fair enough.
You're have quite an interesting group of friends here, I must say.
It's an eclectic collection, you can say that.
Oh, yeah. Elfriend, quite amusing, to be honest. Be careful with that one. Depending on where you go, she might get you in trouble.
Just
say, when you
want
say
to
that
talk.
Yes.
She can handle herself.
No, that I
She
have no
might
doubt.
get us into trouble. You're correct.
Yes. I have no doubt all of you are perfectly capable of handling yourselves, but this is no nice place, and all the people that came before you, they say the same thing. You know, that they're capable of these magnificent feats, and then, well, look where they are. So it's not that I do not believe you, because I do. You seem like honest folk, but yeah, history has proven that this place is unrelenting to people like you.
Glad we do what we can do and hope for the best. There's no need in fretting over it. If I can at least get them out, I'll consider it a success.
Yep. If we are still at the tavern, I would drink to that.
He'll raise an imaginary glass.
Interesting.
It's very trusting of you, by the way, to take our interesting band, as you put it in.
Yeah, life is short, you know. We do not get much happiness in Barovia, and you seem like, you know, much like many adventurers, you've fallen on bad luck to be here in first place. It may not be much, but if I can at least offer shelter to all of you, it's more than nothing.
It's most certainly appreciated.
Yeah. Don't thank me yet. We have to get there and survive night first.
We survived this long, so I can at least thank you for that.
I don't know if that's recklessness or optimisticness.
Yes.
Yeah. He's good. I remember that joke for later. We don't get many jokes here. I know
Trying my best.
I know what you're thinking. I can't imagine why.
I was just wondering that, actually, yes.
Yes.
Cheerful place.
See,
Lots of joy, laughter, children roaming the streets.
See, that was me attempting to make a joke. That's about as best I can do. It's not really very natural here. But we've reached danger point, so I do not know if all of you have certain strategies that you like to prepare for, but just do whatever it is you do that you want to be on guard and alert.
Right. So, what is it we have to keep an eye out for? Aside from wolves.
He just looks back at you like a little side smile. Yes.
See what you did there.
Don't understand why you even asked.
It is many
I've been
things.
here long enough to know that everything here is basically dangerous.
I'm just telling you, just be alert. That'll be enough.
Okay.
So you've reached this point where the road is the same, but it seems to narrow because the wood line now is hugging both sides of it very tightly. So it just looks like a funnel that's just leading in. At the moment, you can't see the end of it. It just looks like a long, foreboding, straight path covered by woods on both sides.
I'm gonna ready an action if I get attacked by anything that isn't a party member to just attack it with my great axe.
I suggest have Ismark go first because he knows the area.
Okay, he's going to lead the way. All I need to know is who's in the back. Or who would like to be in the, front to back. So Ismark's going to be in front. Who's going to take the back?
So Zyle would speak up. It's like, Millard, you're pretty observant. If you could take the point up there with Ismark, keep an eye out on things up there. I'll cover the rear.
Yeah, I'll keep an eye. Yep.
I'll stay with Style.
I'd say we stick Nadar in the rear. And keep Mark close by him.
All right.
Elbereth, if you could hang out in the back for some firepower too, that would be great.
Actually, yeah, you're right. Mark, why don't you stick up here with me?
Alright.
I like the middle. My firepower, as you put it, has a distance,
A range.
but my body does not have as much defense as Nadar.
And you guys are moving as this is going on, just so you know, so you're not standing still.
Okay.
So Zyle is going to be in the very back, and I assume Ayla's right there.
Mm-hmm.
And then Miller's in the front, and then the rest are kind of in the middle.
My staff is at the ready.
I'll go behind Millard, I guess.
I guess Nadar is in the front end of the back group.
All right, so Elbereth's at the back end of the front group.
Okay. You're going in,
So
and
we're-
it seems ominously more quiet than before. Like, as if like the sound of like nature is kind of reducing. Still there, it's just less. Distant crow.
Crow, crow, crow.
Actually, a raven
Echo.
specifically.
Oh.
But you continue on. Nothing so far.
Start
Oh.
clutching my weapons. Physically. Daggers.
I'm still just walking with my great axe in front of me,
The
ready to just swing into an enemy.
the very
Are we-
front, very back, which will be so Ismark, Millard, Zyle, and Ayla all make perception checks.
Perception.
17.
Ooh, nice.
8.
Nat 20.
All right, so the middle is joining in.
10 plus.
All right, so
Perception.
the back is screwed.
Wait, 10 plus 4, so I got 14.
I'm just yeah. Okay.
I mean, you got Nadar in the back. You're
Yeah.
a tanky axe swinger.
Yeah, that's the right choice.
It's
Right.
tanky.
Until you realize that the enemy is actually alcohol.
Bum, bum, bum.
Plot twist.
It's not water.
So besides immediately starts
That's
laying
what's in
into
the
the
front. The front is water. The back is alcohol. That's how they get you.
The real enemy is the alcohol we had along the way.
So
Don't tell Nadar that.
the back, Richard and SJ's characters, Zal and Ayla. Zal doesn't knows much of anything. He's just kind of looking around. Ayla's going to pick up on something. You don't know what it was, but you heard sound towards the front, like
Zal,
towards where you were headed.
Zal, there's something up ahead.
I'm gonna kind of squint in the direction indicated and see if I can make out anything. Good timing on the music there.
Yeah, definitely not anything yet, but Millard and Ismark are both going to like stop at the same time, and they kind of both instinctively do that to the group of like pause.
I rolled a net 20 in my perception.
Right.
I know, but I only wanted the front and the back to do it.
Oh, okay.
Yep. So he kind of like he's looking forward, but he's talking to Millard. You see this, yes?
I'm not sure what I see, but yeah, I see something.
Yeah. If we do this one thing, we will be okay. We have strength in number. House is not far. We do not need to. Couple hundred yards.
It's along the road, right?
Yep. The road's gonna take a hard right here in a minute. You make it to clearing, get inside, we will be safe. They will not attack house.
What is it?
Do not know its name, but we just call it death.
You call a lot of things death. Is this thing...
It is large and most likely hungry.
I can think of a lot of things like that.
Yep. Have
How
you ever,
fast would you say it is?
from where you're from, have you ever heard of owlbear?
Yeah, I've ordered one. I've seen a couple too.
Okay. Take that and then make it twice as big and look like it was probably tortured for a month.
Okay.
It's a very disturbing looking. I don't know what it is.
I've got the image in my head now.
Yep. Not many feathers left on it. It's very skinny. At any rate, what we need to do, and I'll let you talk as it is your party, and you may decide how you like to proceed. We need to run together straight to a house. We need to do this quickly.
Okay. I turn to Zyle, get his attention, and mouth the words, Casimir Shuffle.
He points at you.
I just imagine as like, oh, frick. Is that bad? All right, so how are you going to communicate that to the rest of the group?
I'm going to kind of lean over to Ayla. It's like, we're going for a cashmere shuffle here. You remember that one?
Dang it. Again?
Again.
Tired of the freaking cashmere shuffle.
Pass the word along up the ranks, please.
Dar.
Yeah.
Freaking cashmere shuffle.
What?
Cashmere shuffle.
Nadar being confused because he was always drunk before.
Okay, Nadar. Just
Run.
tell Elbreth. Okay?
I poked Elbreth in the back. as best I can in the back. Flash beer fluffle.
It's how I don't work. Okay. We're doing the fresh truffle.
Well done.
That's telephone whatever.
Well done. Telephone
Totally
and D&D.
different. A totally different plan.
I don't know what's going to happen here. Okay.
Me neither. It just
I've gotta
sounds like
go
we're
on.
setting up a game of telephone.
He's going to look. He's like, all right. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3.
And then
Go. What do you do? What do you guys do?
We're waiting.
man.
So, Ismark and Millard take off.
I'm thinking about how much I trust Ismark.
Okay, well, Ismark takes off. I'll let Millard do whatever he's going to do.
No, we'll go.
Okay. So,
Yep.
We
So I
all
take off.
dash except Nadar.
I just confused before realizing it. Like I said, man, just run, and he just starts running after them.
As we pass, Zyle just instinctively picks up Nadar, knowing Nadar has no idea what's going on.
He hasn't had enough to drink.
hefty boy. So, you guys are just all
We're
tailing
booking
it now. Is everybody running?
I'm staying very close behind Ismark.
I
Very
guess so.
extremely close.
Running.
He's leading the way. You guys are running. Is anyone looking back? Or is everybody just like
I
staying?
glance back every once in a while.
I'm actually very focused on Ismark.
Okay.
I'm very focused on trying to keep up.
Okay. Ayla, roll a perception check.
I'm also behind her.
Since she looked back.
Well, yeah, I
This-
guess Nadar is looking back because Richard just like has him footballed under his arm.
Well, it could be like a raft situation. He's basically watching his feet here as they run.
12 total.
12. Okay. You don't see anything distinct, but you see a large shadow moving back and forth from the wood line.
Like, is it catching up?
It's not losing ground.
There's something behind us.
He's much like, yes, this is why we run.
Duh.
How
Yeah,
hard would it be
Guys,
for me
it's a
to...
cashmere shuffle. It's a
I
really
still
obvious.
don't know what that is.
Like,
Remember that time in Kashmir when we were in the marketplace
No.
when I stole that alleged
Zigzag.
chicken?
Yes,
How hard
I
was
know the
chicken that
stupid
day?
Casimir shuffle. That's why we're running.
It
Nadar,
was never proven in
keep
court
watch
that it
out
was
the
a
back.
chicken.
Nadar puts
I'm
his
just
axe
saying.
back. I'm going to use a rage, and in the rage, my hands turn into claws, so I can basically just keep scratching if it gets too close.
Okay.
So now there's an angry dwarf in his arms, like.
So the three in the back, which I guess are Ayla, Zyle, and Nadar, are going to hear it very vividly. The rest of you kind of like hear, you still hear it because it's that close, but you just hear more of like the tail. It's just like a.
That's that.
You guys are running. You see the house in the distance now. You've turned to right, and you can see it's not an incredibly wide house. It's just a very tall house and very deep. So it's not like crazy wide, just tall and has depth. And you guys run, make it to Ismark makes it through. Millard makes it through.
Oh dear.
The whole time I was like, would you please stop calling? That's me.
I'm not.
All right.
I'm calling it a way that is like not actually making contact. It's just annoying.
Okay, Zyle, make an acrobatics check.
Oh, joy.
Do I get to make an attack throw?
Da 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 da.
We'll see.
Da 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 da.
That's a 7.
So I get to make an attack throw because I'm just here spamming my claws.
Can I grab Ismark so that we're pretty close to hold him back close to the doorway?
It is another room.
Sure.
Okay.
Like he's not going
Isn't
to try
it?
to stop you.
Yeah, I just like hold him. Hold on a second. Until all my companions get through.
Well, he's just going to nod in agreement. He's going to like open the door, pull it open, turn around, and just like doing the motion for everybody to get inside. So Zyle gets to the front, and there's like a kind of a not a patio, but just like a one step and then a wide base to where it's just one step up. And given that you're carrying a heavy dwarf, you trip over the step and kind of. Thankfully, since you were running, you kind of yeet him forward a little bit, so he does go more towards the door. But now Zyle is on the ground, and everybody else is up to the front. So all of the rest of you are like at the door.
Nadar's gonna run back towards the thing.
Can I use telekinetic shove?
You can, but you're not going to have to. So Ismark is going to look at Millard like, get them all inside now. I will grab him. So he runs.
As soon as Zyle goes down, he will be rolling over and
Correct.
like putting a spear out. So
Right. This was like just kind of instantaneous. He's just going to grab you. He's like, no time. Don't do that. Get in.
so he'll pop up and run
He's taking your place. So he's like letting you go first.
And Nadar's there just trying to make sure, basically while raging, no one else is getting hurt except for him, because he's the only one who could feasibly take it.
He's now turned around doing this like in.
Nadar turns around still really angry with claws for hands, but storms in.
Okay. So Nadar's in.
I go in.
Ayla's in.
Run in.
You say you go in, Elberth?
Yeah.
Okay. Elberth's in.
I think I'm in.
Mark's in.
I'm standing just outside.
Okay. So,
Zyle.
yeah. So
Yes.
Zal's at the doorway. So you see Millard standing
Yeah,
just
he's-
outside of it.
he's
Come on.
he's going to wait
Come on,
until
mate.
everybody goes in.
Is there a window?
Yes.
All right. I go to the window and look out.
Can I see through the door?
The door's open
open.
because you guys are
Yeah.
falling through it.
Okay.
Yeah. I imagine it's just kind of a situation like most people just like, get in.
What do we see?
Who's
A-
still outside?
Looming shadow that is not approaching further, but it's like staying close enough to where you can see the silhouette of something very large and foreboding, and is just kind of like moving, pacing back and forth, obviously like just staring you down. You can just kind of see like the hollow, like yellow eyes that are kind of faded, but you can't see the shape of the creature very well. They're just like an outline.
What is it?
I mean, Ismark is like, I do not know what it is. I just know we don't want to be outside this house when night gets here. Get inside.
I'm
Is
in.
still outside? Is it just Millard?
Millard.
I thought he's standing out there too.
Yeah, he is. He's letting you go in
Yeah.
first.
Yeah. Then I move in if he's
Okay,
right there.
I thought he had run.
I
Back
thought he
out
was. Yeah, I
further.
thought he was farther out and I was like standing.
Gotcha. No, he ran out
In
to
that
get.
case, yeah, I'll go in.
Yeah. So he's gonna get in, follow you quickly, like slam the door, and just like lock it. Just kind of look at it and just. Whew. Well, that was not fun. It was not fun at all.
Nope.
Let's fight it.
Let's not.
It's just now you get to interact with an angry dwarf.
And now,
I would grab those drinks right now. That'll calm him down.
you guys kind of take a look around as you take a time to gather
I'm
yourself.
still looking outside at the thing.
Are we
Yeah,
still in the town? Or
Yeah,
are we outside of the town?
You are at the edge of what is considered the town.
Okay.
The very edge. So if you're looking out, you can I mean, you can see the silhouette, but you're not gonna be able to see it well because
Okay.
it's both far enough away, and it's that typical like it's
Dark,
daytime,
okay.
but it's daytime, but it's that
Nighttime.
misty dusk type. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
okay.
easy to see.
Why doesn't that thing attack the house?
House is well fortified in many places. We also, I don't know if you learned by this point of any other people you house. Most people in Village Barovia find a way to lace house with silver, and a lot of these creatures, they're not fond of it. It will not prevent them from attacking, but usually it is enough to keep them away. But if they really want to, silver will not keep them from attacking.
Mm.
We are either
So-
lucky that it is not hungry enough, or it did not think it could take this many people on at once. I don't know.
Okay.
All I do know is that was strange, because I've never seen that creature move in daylight.
You called this daylight?
What time of day is it? In game time?
3-4 p.m.
Daylight.
Which at this point is, it's not much daylight left.
No kidding.
Well,
Where's
that's,
the rest of your family? This is your house, right?
It is. My sister will be walking around here somewhere. My father, it is or was his house. He passed away a couple of days ago.
Right. My condolences.
sorry to hear that.
I think he's best.
Ah.
He was getting older and could not handle this world much longer. I believe that.
Probably introduce us around, right? So we don't scare anybody.
Eh, if you find way to scare my sister, I buy you drink.
Nadar,
Nadar, are you
hear
taking that bet?
Nadar's just still really angry just from raging, and his hands do kind of look like dragon claws. He's just storming about.
Nadar, you can calm down now. Do you want drink?
Where?
He said if you scare his sister, he'll give you drink.
Where?
You gotta find her. She's in the house somewhere. But
Nadar's
let's
just
go.
storming through the house.
Nadar just starts walking through the house.
No,
He- trying to find-
storming through the house.
Like he's angrily stomping everywhere.
Through
not
doors,
even
maybe
being secretive
walls.
at all.
No, he's trying to scare her.
Ismark is just kind of like actually like smirking. Like, and that is an
By
interesting
the
tactic.
smirk on your face, I feel like I'm about to enjoy this. Not
I'm
because
gonna-
I think Nadar is actually going to scare her.
I don't think he's gonna scare her, but he might destroy half this man's house.
I don't think he will destroy the house. I think she may destroy him, though. This is exciting.
Yeah,
So
I think a monk
this
is
is your
closer.
house. Where's the best seat to watch this go down?
I'm going to go follow him. See what happens. I follow
Honestly,
Nadar.
just follow him and see what happens.
I light-footedly follow him.
I don't
As
think you
quickly
have
as
to. I
possible.
think even if you normal-footedly follow, I don't think it has to hear it.
Well, I don't want her to hear me coming.
Okay. All right.
Hey, if I scare her, I get a drink.
If any of you, by all means, all are welcome to try. It should be entertaining.
I wasn't saying that in character. Did you hear an accent?
You never know with you.
All right.
Just saying.
Anyways, I follow Nadar.
Yeah.
Same.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the whole crew is just following.
Not me. Not me.
Okay,
know-
Mark's not.
You cartoons where you have like a crowd of people and then you see the little feet underneath and they're all moving together.
Bite.
What's Millard doing?
I'm just sitting back.
He's just sitting back,
Waiting
just
for the chaos to
I'm
ensue.
watching everybody go, and
just waiting to hear it.
this is going to be a mess. But I want to look around the entryway.
Okay.
What do I really observe? Is there anything that stands out?
Make a perception check.
9.
It seems rather barren, like it's, for what your envisionment of a mansion was, it doesn't have any nice things. It's just kind of like normal things. Like there's like a few drawn portraits of like their family, but it's like not like a big one, like just like a little small one that obviously is like not professionally done, but was just, what they could come up with.
So what does it show us in terms of his family? Just his sister and his father, or is there more?
Just his sister and his father. There's a other picture with a mom, but it also seems much older. Much older. So you could in theory surmise that she might have passed away a time ago. And there's a few, candles that they're not made of gold, they're actually made of brass.
There's no like pictures of older, like grandparents or other generations.
Mm-mm. Not where you are right now in the foyer.
I want to go for a short rest or a long rest somewhere.
Okay. Like you're in a foyer area.
I'll ask Ismark. Can you tell me where there'd be a bed that I could use to sleep on? Because I'm sort of wondering. I'm thinking someone should stay up tonight in case that thing were to attack the house.
Is most certainly not a bad idea. Yes, I'll take you to one of the guest rooms. You can sleep there as much as you like.
Okay.
So he's gonna say, but before I do, allow me to bear witness to the beauty of what is probably about to transpire.
All right.
He just does this and kind of looks in a specific direction. Nadar, make a strength check. Oh,
Is it specifically strength, or am I also or am I athletics?
for right now, strength.
14.
All right. So Nadar, you guys that are following are kind of like watching Nadar just like stomp through, obviously the antithesis of stealth as he makes his way through house.
This is the best stealth is optional mission.
Passes through like just an archway that's like leading from one hallway to the other. So you guys are watching it as he walks through the archway. So he's now in another hallway with like sides from that, and all you guys can see is just two walls and an archway. You just see a fist go whack, just straight from the side, and goodness, Nadar just like whoop, just straight over, and you see like a female character like move forward into where Nadar was. Now she's actually covered in like a knight's armor type of look. She has incredibly long, a mix of like brunette and red hair, and has some red accented cloths where there's like a scarf and a few other things that are accenting the piece, and some dark orange bracers that have been obviously worn for a while. So she looks like a warrior type that has come in and just decked Nadar pretty good. Just kind of looking
his
into
anger,
Very
in
good.
his anger,
That was
he
a
attacks
great
with
punch.
his claws, and that's 18 plus 5, which is 23
Okay.
to hit her.
23 to hit.
Yes.
This should be interesting. Well, I gotta think how this works, because you would have been knocked prone, I
Guess
can't
I
even-
was thinking
And then he
like
stood back up.
I got knocked prone, I stood up, and then I attack.
So if that's the way, she would do something before you stand up. If that's the case,
Yes, that's
After
fine.
he stands up, but before he
right?
attacks.
After he stands up before he attacks, she's not going to attack you again, but she is going to draw a longsword from her body, and this is like kind of point it as
Although the longsword's the target.
as
of the claw attack.
as a defense mechanism. She's not attacking you; she's just holding it. And she,
You know,
Wait.
I'm now I'm just attacking the longsword to get it out of my face.
Oi, Mark, you might want to stop this before it gets out of hand.
Yeah.
Oh, this is going.
So I guess the 23 was to hit a longsword.
Yep.
To get it out of my face.
so you
And as a part of that attack action, I can make another attack with my claws.
okay?
Well, this one doesn't work. It's a 6 plus 5.
Nope.
That's 11.
So your first attack will manage to at least like move it enough to where it's open, but you go to claw and she easily does like a parry step back, and it's just prepared. She's ready. She's not attacking you, but she is ready. She's like catching with the eyes like there's more people around and is starting to gather a little more of the situation.
I'm gonna use. Oh no! I guess I have to roll initiative, don't I?
Well, if you were going to attack, yeah.
Yeah, I
So
want to
He
use
wants to
Mage
cast a
Hand.
spell.
I want to use Mage Hand.
on Nadar,
Yeah.
I don't know how well that'll work because Mage Hand has a strength limit of like 10 pounds, and Nadar is way over that.
Not
it could
for
probably
me.
just it could probably
I
also
have
just like
telekinetic shove. Telekinetic shove is
Uh,
my Mage Hand.
let me roll some real quick because there's oh, it actually worked pretty well.
Who are you shoving? Nadar or the woman?
Nadar.
In which direction?
Away. Pull him away.
Well,
Like,
she
'cause, like, she's in between us and Nadar.
Okay, push him away.
rolled a really high perception check. So I'll tell you what she's going to do, then you can decide how you want to proceed. So she's now going to just like roll her eyes and look a little irritated, like, Ismark! And you, like Millard, and I'm trying to think who's close enough now because Mark moved over there. So is Millard the only one that can see Ismark from where? Let me think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess like, if you guys turned around, you could still see him, but Miller's the only one next to him, and Ismark is just
I've heard that before from a lot of women.
Just
She
smirk.
sounds crazy angry, mate.
oh, most definitely, but completely worth it. If I have to be honest, I do not get a lot of laughs
Hey.
around here.
I don't have to deal with any of the consequences. This is hilarious.
Quite worth it. I will.
Normally, when this dwarf gets into trouble, it's either me or Zael. In this case, I've got no stake in this. This is
Yeah.
great.
Well, if I live long enough to do so, I will buy your friend a drink. We'll see if my sister kill me first.
I can see now why you made that bet.
Sorry, Irina. Just a little fun, you know.
That
She's-
was fantastic.
She's gonna sheath the blade. Just looks pissed.
Can I buy you a drink?
She's kind of looks serious at all of you. Who are you and why are you in my house?
As
I
we
walk
have been
up to-
told, we are apparently the devil's playthings.
I walk up to Ayla. Oi,
Oh, Mark's
you gotta
camera went
remember
off.
we don't have any money, Ayla. So don't go offering to buy people drinks.
Right. I mean, I do have money, but apparently the money does not work here.
Yeah.
I
so
forgot.
Just don't go offering people stuff that we don't have.
I mean, did you see that? That was fantastic. She deserves a drink.
Right, it's just not from us.
She's
Okay.
going to now
I'm
look at Nadar, and she actually kind of does like a solemn like bow. Goes back up. apologies. My idiot brother did not tell me we were expecting company. And you sounded like a literal bear coming into a house.
Don't worry about it. He did not even know that he was going to be expecting company. It was just kind of thrown on him.
And then you brought out claws too, so it was kind of overwhelming at the moment.
Oh, believe me, I do not blame you. He's crazy. He's a perpetual drunk.
He's
Where's the alcohol?
at tavern?
That is to be expected. I have a question. Is there a room where I could meditate for a moment?
She kind of just gathers herself and just takes like a deep exhale, like. Yes, there are many guest rooms that Ismark can show you to. I'm going to go find something to punch. And she just
I would join
follows
you.
her.
The dark follows her.
Yes.
Okay.
It
I
sounds like
better
a
take
bad-
that situation.
Yes, someone should
Come on.
go with
And
Nadar. We do
Ismark,
not
I
need.
would appreciate if you come with me.
I would also like to say I have used my bonus action to end my
He's
rage,
Rage.
so my hands aren't claws
I
anymore.
just think it's only fair, mate. It's
He's-
been your house, you know.
is fair. My forgive me, my wizard friend. What is your name again?
My name's Mark.
Yes. So just go upstairs. There are literally about 10 different bedrooms you can pick between. Any of them would be fine. They don't have anything in them. They're just beds. You know, we don't have many things here other than just food and shelter.
Okay. I'll make my way upstairs and
And he's point that direction, and he's gonna start to walk with Millard to try and mitigate the.
I
Irina
guess I
situation.
can use the room too, since I asked.
Who did you ask?
Well, I asked your sister.
Ah, yes, the one.
She
small.
said you would show me to good room.
Okay. Follow your friend upstairs. The many rooms that you can choose between. They're all free to use as you so see fit. I'm going to follow and make sure your friend does not die.
That is probably best.
Yeah.
All right,
Oh,
I am
it's
going
not-
to go
like,
meditate.
they're at it
And I go upstairs.
Come on, please. I could use a hand here.
Okay. I come help.
With that,
Come around. I feel like at this point, both of them just has a grip on each other's arms and are just like both punching each other's shoulders. Like not really doing anything. They're just both like agitatedly just stop it. He's
Sort
like,
of
that
I imagine it was more of just she's storming off because of what just happened, and Nadar's like, "Ooh, I'll follow. I want to punch something."
well, you found something punching each other.
Yes.
Come on, Nadar, get off her.
Ismark
She's
is
the
going
lady
to.
of the house.
This is fun.
I'm sure we can find you some alcohol somewhere else, mate.
I want to punch something.
Ismark is just going to kind of like get in the center and take one lick from both of them because he got in the middle. Just like, poof. Oh, okay. I probably deserve that. Good hit, both of you. Ow.
Well, Nadar, I think would be more of a gut punch.
Yeah,
First.
it was like okay. Oops. Probably bruised rib. Ugh. Good hit, sir. Please go different direction. So she does not continue to hit more things in house. She's already broken 4 walls. We don't need a 5th.
I can break a 5th wall.
Let's not.
Nadar charges head first into a wall, but like I'm not gonna roll anything.
I attempt to trip Nadar.
Assuming something like that'll happen.
I'm trying to think of what to roll for that.
There would be. I would have to roll an acrobatics check
acrobatics.
against
Yeah,
it.
I guess acrobat against probably maybe.
Yeah, but yeah. Again,
I mean, is he even trying to avoid it at this point?
no,
No.
Nadar is.
So
At this point,
I would
just messing
say I
around.
Trip him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you, I feel like that's
He
almost
trips.
still going to be successful as much as he weighs. Well, we'll say so Miller's going to trip you, and as much as you try, you go, and just your head lands on the floor right where the wall meets, so you don't quite make it to the wall. You're kind of just on the ground, and you actually hear Ismark. He's good. It was funny.
Problems require simple solutions.
I remember that one as well. I need to get a notebook for all your sayings. You'll have very clever jokes and sayings. Must be interesting place where you people are from. Anyway,
You can say that.
Arena, go to your quiet place, calm down, go do whatever you do. I will make sure our guests feel at home in the meantime. Whenever you feel calm down, you may come back out, punch me if you will, do whatever.
I whisper to Nadar in Dwarvish, alcohol.
Nadar just starts looking around confused.
That tracks.
And then he stands up and starts.
I'm sure you got something around here to just some sort of alcohol. Anything will do.
We do not have much, but we have wine.
Yeah, it'll work.
You know, it's not. I'm not going to lie to you. It's not great wine. You know, we have what we have, but I can fetch him some. I do owe the man a drink after all. I'll go get you some. Just come this way, away from her. It's probably in your best interest. So
Nadar's already walking off back towards the door.
Okay. He's going to lead you back and actually take you to like the kitchen / living room-esque area. It's kind of like open and kind of like all one thing. And he's going to get a glass, get this like big jug and kind of pour a pretty large glass of wine. He's being generous for you. Just hands it to you. Like, here you are.
Thank you.
As promised.
Thank you.
Might take more than that.
Downs it as fast as possible.
Like fish. Interesting.
Fish is tasty.
No wonder he's kind of lucid all the time. You don't know?
Yes and no.
Oh, so that's even without alcohol. Oh, interesting. All right. Well, all of you are welcome to food and sleep and whatever you may like. If we have a large living room area, if you'd like to sit down and talk comfortably now that we're, outside of wandering ears and eyes and creatures that might attack, hopefully. So I know that your wizard and monk friend have gone to find solace and solitude in their own way. The rest of you, if you do you have any requests or anything that you would like to have accommodated for you?
Nadar will walk over to the couch and do his best to try and sit on it.
It's very old and torn. It's like every aesthetic of this place inside goes against your internal instinct of what a mansion would be, because it just seems like normal civilian stuff. It's not elevated nice stuff. It's just normal, borderline hand-me-down. Okay, so that's Nadar. Takes a seat.
Let's see.
He's always going to look like, what about you, Mr. Zyle? Do you have any request?
Just a quiet room to stay in for the night.
Okay. As I told your other two friends, if you follow this stairwell up, there are at least 10 rooms up there, that guest rooms that you may take. 2 of them are occupied by your other friends, so pick one of the 8 that are left, and you are welcome to do as you may. It's not much in there other than bed and a dresser with nothing in it. So, you can just, if you need to store stuff in it, feel free. Do as you may.
Nadar's gonna go ahead.
I was just gonna say, for the moment though, he's just gonna sit down in the living area there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nadar pulls out his drum and just starts beating just a random tune. I'm not gonna specify one because I don't know which one it is.
You hear in the distance just no, and that's where Ismark's just gonna like put his hands like she does not like drums. Let's not.
Nadar just kind of seems zoned out, like he was earlier, and
I'll make you a deal. I'll give you another glass of wine if you don't drum.
He still just isn't. He seems to be like he's thinking much more than he usually does,
Mm.
and he to the point where he's not paying attention to anything around him, and he's just doing this.
He kind of like does this to him.
These marks say that about "I'll give you the wine" in a volume that Zyle would hear.
Yeah.
He notices Nadar completely ignore that.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of raises an eyebrow.
He's gonna kind of look to all. Are you reacting at all to him doing this in front of your eyes?
Not really, no.
Okay. Ismark's gonna kind of look to Zyle and Millard. Like, is this normal?
No.
Albertha grab a glass of wine and put it in front of Nadar's face.
You catch a big whiff of it because it's stanky.
Still no reaction. The
All right,
stanky
this
wine
place
done get us.
This place is worse than I thought.
This is concerning.
I still say the salt in the eyes is a good plan.
All the same.
Nadar starts tearing up.
It's like, all right. If the drum means that much to you, you keep playing drum. It's fine. I'll go tell her to put pillow over ears or something.
Nadar stops drumming and wipes his eyes. Never mind.
Yep. So Zyle, Elbreth, and Millard are kind of all in the living room experiencing this.
Did Ismark leave to go talk to his sister?
He did.
Nadar
I'm not
still
gonna
isn't
follow
touching the
him,
alcohol.
but I'm gonna go look around.
Do you have like a specific aim you would like to look around, or?
Looking for a kitchen.
Yeah. You guys are very near the kitchen, so
He's going to make muffins.
you make your way to the kitchen. It's pretty basic. It's just big counter with some shelving. There's mostly bread, few sort of like packaged rations that obviously seem to be from the mercantile place that you had visited previously, and some salts and spices and preservatives and things. Nothing crazy.
I wanna look through the rest of the house for any sort of study type or office type room.
Okay. You can explore around, and you would pass through another like almost like a den-esque area, and then on the other side.
All the while, I'm trying to avoid Ismark and his sister.
Sure.
I want to look around undisturbed.
Given where they are, it's easy right now.
Okay.
I was gonna also be looking for a study, so.
Okay. Did you want to follow Millard?
Well, if he went to the kitchen first, no, but like maybe we run into each other or something. Like we both.
Okay.
Wait, what are you doing?
If his father had a position of authority around here, maybe he has some information. on this place?
Good call.
You both arrive at a room that it did have the door shut. That seems like it could potentially be a room with that, could potentially not. You choose to try and open the door.
Elbert stands back and just puts her out her hand to Millard, expectantly.
Because you saying it's okay. And it's okay. I work at the knob gently. If it's unlocked, I'll open it. If it's not, I'll use the thieves' tools.
Yep. You go to turn it, and it opens. It's not locked.
Nope.
And you open it.
I quiet. So, if you're looking for information about this guy, you must be suspicious of him too. Because why wouldn't you just ask him? As I open the door.
Yep.
He seems that he's jaded. Like he's just gonna. Actually, I forget which conversations he had in front of us, but like he's just gonna. We're just the next people that are gonna die. So I'm not sure that he would actually directly help.
Yeah, it's kind of a sense I got about him too.
You, now having opened the door, kind of see the room that it is a study-esque type room. There's a couple bookshelves that are more empty than full. So not a ton of reading material there, but there was a few desks. But in the center, there was like what was at one point probably like a big meeting table that could fit like 10 people. But on top of it is a coffin with the lid open, and it is a adult male that's in it. It has wilted, dead white flowers all around the side of it, which is kind of like
the door behind us as we enter.
So you're going in, but close the door behind you.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Okay.
This don't bode well.
Now this is a little awkward, but we're here. Might as well continue. The rules are different now.
Hey, it's not like this fella's gonna tell on us. I walk over to the books and see if there's any kind of like organization to them.
Oof. All right.
Or like, what are they about? Kind of.
It's a variety of things. Like you find one that seems like a botanist book on like plants and vegetation of like how to grow certain things. There is one on basic craftsmanship of building things, and actually like has like a bookmark on it to where if you were to investigate, I don't know if you want to or not.
No, not yet.
Yep. It does have a obvious bookmark, but it just seems like some sort of crafting book. There is a book that just says science on it. It's very vague, but that's what it says. Yep. And then there's one that reads occults.
Okay. Anything else?
The rest are like they continue on in a pretty wide variety, but none that seem like pertinent of any kind. It does seem like a very random assortment of books.
Are there any other like documents lying around?
No documents. No journals.
The maps?
No maps.
So it's the room with the small amount of books.
Mm-hmm.
A table with, I'm guessing, a couple chairs around it.
Yeah. This is about 10 chairs around it.
Yeah. Yeah.
4 on each side and 2
in
at the
this
head.
realm, people don't sit down.
Yeah. 4 chairs on both sides and 2 at the heads.
Yeah. And then the coffin on top.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'll go to the book with the building and look at the bookmark page.
It's a
I'll grab the one with the occults.
okay. So Miller's gonna open the bookmark and see that, and you don't even have to make a perception check because it'll be pretty transparent. It's a portion on how to build coffins.
Nice.
So you can
Can I
gather.
learn that skill like really fast?
Roll. What would I do for this?
Just roll. Roll.
I just want to know
Oh,
if I
it-
can learn that ability really fast.
I'd
Just
say
roll- just roll
speed
intelligence.
intelligence.
Intelligence. So we'll see. Like this would be interesting.
I'm not very intelligent.
I'm not a smart man.
I'm a man of action. Yeah, my intelligence -1. I got a 6 total. I
Albert,
can
you-
read.
I can't read.
Elberth, you could kind of just look up and see Miller like thinking really hard, like,
Don't hurt
it-
yourself.
trying to memorize what he can see here. Not very successfully.
I know some of these words.
Yes.
It's like I imagine one of those things like if you tried to build it like
Mhm.
they would know that it's a coffin visually, but it might not support the weight of a teddy bear. Like it may not be the most structurally sound thing in the world if you were to build it
So
at the moment.
what you're saying is, I think I know how to build a coffin at this point.
Yes, you
Okay.
think you know how. That's an excellent point.
I close the
Okay.
book, put it back with the bookmark intact.
And
Elbert.
just,
Interesting read, you know?
just to double check, there wasn't anything closer to like geography or history, right?
Correct.
Okay. Occult it is.
So
What's your book about?
roll an Arcana check. What you have
So dark stuff, it seems 20.
after or natural?
After total.
Okay.
18
I'll say
plus
my,
2.
my word. It seems to be about some form of cult that was known for luring people to a house and inviting them as guests to have some sort of gathering and formality and party, and then ultimately luring them to a basement level before torturing them and sacrificing them. And it was a cult that specifically was aimed at trying to please the devil himself. But it's that big of a role. I'm just going to say you're sitting here just taking it all in and reading for a bit, that you also gathered, like from according to the book, that their attempts actually backfired and the devil himself did choose to meet them, but found disgust with them because they were, like groveling and like trying to get his attention. And it's like it's not anything flattering to him. He just found it more as like weakness type of thing. So he actually ended up, according to the book, and it even like in the book says it is more like a legend type of thing, that he like killed all of them, but also placed a curse upon them to where their beings and their like spiritual nature is bound to the location and stuck there, and still remains to haunt people.
Where did you guys find this guy, and did you make sure that he's not a ghost? Because I'm afraid that we might be in the same situation as the other house that we were in.
My book's about building stuff. What's your book about?
It's about houses that with people that lure them into them, and then they sacrifice them in the basement. I feel like we need to leave. Where did you meet this guy?
At this
Was
point,
he
both
just like out in the street?
at this point,
Need a
both of you hear the door open.
I
Just-
dropped the book.
You try.
I'll like place it down like real quickly, not like on the floor, but like
You see Ismark come in, but he's
What?
Very natural reaction. Like he doesn't seem alarmed. He's like,
I jump in the coffin.
Of course.
The coffin has
And now I
his,
start rolling crits.
There,
The
yeah, there's someone in the coffin.
yes, like the father's in the coffin.
So
So
remind you, I have an intelligence of -1.
are you trying to hide in the coffin?
Not yet. I just jump in it.
Standing up?
No, like I jump into it into a laying
Okay.
down position.
Okay. Which obviously, like, it's not deep enough to cover. Okay.
No, I'm in the coffin.
Got you. He's just kind of look confused. My dear sir, it's quite all right that you are in here. I did tell you people you can explore as much as you like. However,
of course. I'm
father
just studying, you know. Like, I'm figuring out how you build these things.
people or coffins?
I look back at the shelf. Coffins. I think. Yep.
If we ever have enough time, I can show you. We built this one ourselves. But
You don't say.
my father has
yeah.
been dead for a few days, so I don't think it's probably wise to be that close. It's probably unsanitary.
Oh, you're probably right. You're probably right.
Yep.
You should change out these flowers sometime now.
His last we could find. They lasted as long as we could. We should have buried him by now, but he wanted to be buried out by the church, but it is very dangerous voyage to go. And if it were just me and my sister, we could probably make it soundly, but to carry a coffin would require both of us to kind of be exposed. So we do not have any means of carriage or anything to carry it safely. So
I mean, if you can build a coffin, you can build a carriage.
yes, but what would pull the carriage?
I hop out of the coffin.
2 questions. Who had the flower? Did I have the flower? And was that still existing in the house? Wasn't there a flower? Am I making this up?
Any items grabbed from the house, I think this was episode 6 or 7, turned to ash.
Okay.
All my loot.
The only
I
exception
had a
was
dream that
the coin that Nadar got because he got it.
coin.
The bat was not from the house; it was actually from outside the house.
We don't know that yet.
Well, you met the It's
I mean,
the only thing you encountered outside the house. So no, you do not have any flowers. He's going to look
you
at.
have to excuse him. He's a little weird around death sometimes.
I see it as
Sailors.
entertaining, to be honest. I know most people probably do not like this behavior, but like I said, we don't get a lot of joy or lightheartedness around here, so I like to take it in stride. It is a little weird seeing you kind of lay on my dead father, but it is also amusing at the same time. It seemed a little strange, but well, what do I know? I'm not from where you are. Maybe that's just custom. Maybe you like to lay on dead bodies. I don't know.
Normally he
it's not
thinks everything's a ghost.
Not everything's a ghost. Just ghosts are ghosts.
Well, I see you have
Everything's a ghost.
started to read one of the cultist books that we have. No doubt you find familiarities with some of the things you've read, yes?
Are you a ghost?
I really need to get a notebook for all your jokes. This is nice. No, I'm not a ghost, but I do believe that this is quite likely a house that you people were describing earlier in your journeys. I've never confirmed it. I am not brave enough to willingly go into a house for sake of research, but I surmise based on your stories and encounters that you experienced and a few others that have told stories from afar, but you're the only ones that have ever been in-house and come out to tell about it. So I used to think this was more of wise tales, but your account of it had a lot of crossover. So maybe there's more truth to this than I thought.
Do you have a basement? And if we were to say that we're going to leave now, would you stop us?
Oh, quite interesting folk you are.
I got a 1 on an insight, so.
No, we do not have basement, and yes, you are free to go whenever you would like, although it is almost nightfall at this point, so I would not advise doing it, but you are free people. You do as you choose. I will not stop you from making said decision. But you may continue to study. I'm going to go back to the living area and maybe discuss with your friend Zyle a little bit before he goes to bed. You are welcome to join, or you may continue to study. And you feel free to explore the rest of the house as you might. Everything is whatever we have. You are welcome to it.
Thank you kindly, mate.
Yep. He's just gonna walk. He's gonna leave the door open this time, but he just walks back to the area where Zyle is. Are you guys going to stay there, or are you going to move around the house, or follow him, or what are you going to do?
Nadar's just staying in the one spot, considering he's still more focused on just trying to...
Yes. Which I want to come to you and Zyle after this. I just wanted to see what Millard and Elberth wanted to do with their direction.
I'm gonna stay in the room.
Yep. Miss Elberth?
I'll stay as well to make sure he doesn't mutilate the body or anything.
Accusation.
Wow. Wow. All right.
Great.
He's climbed in the coffin. I don't even know. But no, I'll stay and see.
Okay, so you two stay. So we're going to go back to Zyle and Nadar to see if any sort of interaction was happening there while that lovely occurrence was happening.
So can I do one more thing?
Sure.
I searched the body for loose change.
Okay, Azalea.
You do not find loose change. You do find a note.
I take it. I don't read it because I...
Okay. So you have a note on your person.
There's no pictures on this.
That's how Nadar reads. He needs his pictures to
Wow.
read.
Is there anything of value on the body, like a necklace or a watch? Or a necklace watch?
No, nothing like that. It actually seems very bland. Like it's just dark brown attire. Most of it's like very old cloth and leather that seemed like it was almost handmade.
Doesn't he have like a suit? Like a nice fine clothes? Or
Not
finer than anybody else's clothes?
Not at all. Quite the opposite.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'd say it. That was Paul.
That kind of would be your assessment.
I'm still going to take his note, though. I mean, he
what
won't
are
be
you
needing it.
doing? What are you doing?
I'm just doing what... You know, like, he's not going to need anything if they're just going to bury him.
This might be part of their custom, and this is very offensive if they notice.
The only customs I care about are the ones that get me in trouble. And so far, grave robbing has never got me in trouble.
So you have been doing this. I was wondering if you were robbing
Hey.
graves.
We've been in fights and scrapes before, and it's never mattered when we took stuff off those dead people.
Because that wasn't something that their family had prepared. Maybe this is a sentimental note that Ismark placed there.
Well, we'll figure it out later when Ayla reads this to me.
Well played.
If I read this for you now, can we put this back?
Let me think. Oh, it's probably better if everybody reads it together. And I just slip it in my pocket.
Will you put it back after we all read it?
If I can slip back in. Or if it's important. Maybe, yeah.
Maybe.
Okay.
Come on, we should probably get back with the others.
All right. So now we go back to Nadar and Zyle.
So, is Nadar still playing his drum?
I believe he said he
No.
stopped.
Or,
He's stopped.
lad, sitting around and brooding is, that's my job. You're kind of encroaching on my territory here. You want to tell me what's going on?
You know how I was. No, those aren't words I want. You know how I was annoying to wake up a little while ago?
Yeah.
I kind of saw that day. And he starts tearing up again.
Nadar, if anyone here knows days that you regret, you know it's me. And I'm not going to corner you and beat you up over it and make you talk. But anytime you want to, you always can.
Yeah.
You know, when I was out the other day, I saw them again too.
How do I put this? Nadar's like thinking, well, like with tears coming in his face, and he's thinking almost as hard as he has ever thought before. So it almost looks like there's like a blood vessel popping in his forehead, sort of thing, because of how hard he's thinking. I saw the day my parents died, and everyone else that I loved was killed.
Makes you feel helpless, doesn't it?
Yeah. At this point, Nadar has started mindlessly beating his drum again while, like, crying and talking. But, like, it's as quiet as he can, like, it's just occasionally no specific tune or anything. He's just hitting it once in a while.
And I'll make a note for Nadar internally, because even though that's very painful for you to talk about this, there is some form, if only slight, of reprieve or relief of having been almost kind of like the first person you've ever really openly shared this information with.
Yes. It was just really hard on him, so that's why he's like still still crying and mindlessly beating the drum.
Right. It's not enough to overtake the grief, but it was enough that something was felt.
Yeah. And suddenly, Nadar seems just distracted for a second before snapping back. It felt good.
It helps to get it out sometimes.
I
You want
mean,
to hold it in, you want to keep it, but you can't do it, lad. It'll eat you up.
why else do you think I'm always drunk?
I figured. I've seen a few wounded soldiers in my time.
I was
I've
nothing
also
more.
learned. Go ahead.
We were just having a good day. I just finished just finished up for the day, having a meal, having a few beers with the family. I went off to do, I can't remember what. And next thing I remember, the whole city's up in flames. And Nudar just kind of stops talking and puts his head down. Tears now just like falling almost on the drum.
We're gonna.
Solid's gonna get up and like just kind of get square with him and like put a hand on his shoulder. The way I keep going, and see any kind of motions like this is you lot. You guys are my family now. Maybe that doesn't help you, but it helps me get up every morning.
And we're going to leave that conversation right there. Mark, I know you were taking a short rest. So, Ayla, you said you were meditating. Was there anything you were doing specifically?
Yes. I get to the room and I'm sitting in the middle of the floor in a meditating position, but not meditating in the sense of letting go, but very much concentrating, as if I am seeking something in my mind, but outside of myself. Because like my eyes are like meditative state, my eyes are closed, I'm super focused, and it's like this intense search for something in the spiritual realm, kind of tied back to my conversation. But I can't find what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm. Did you continue to search all the same?
Yeah. But I know that I'm pushing it and that I probably won't find it, and I will have to end up going to Eva. Is that what you said her name was?
Madam Eva.
Madam Eva, even though it sounds like a bad plan, I'm starting to get desperate since I can't find what I'm looking for.
Yep. And the last thing I'll say before we kind of wrap up tonight, you guys are all in your various places. So Ayla is up there meditating. Millard and Elbreth would still be in the study having their conversations, and Nadar and Zao are on the couch having their. Ismark has kind of just made it back to where Nadar and Zao are. He's not prying, but he's just like in the area. Irina is still somewhere wherever she went to storm off and decompress. And you guys suddenly hear very loudly a scream that sounds like Mark from the bedroom that he is in.
Oh dear.
And that is where we'll end tonight's episode.
Oh joy.
Is he
Oh,
gonna
joy.
Oh
die?
joy.
No, it's a medium shot.
Pan zoom.
Welcome to Burger
this is a great
King.
video.
Would you like a number 15 foot lettuce?
Good job, guys. That was some amazing roleplay. That was very fun to sit back and enjoy.
Wow, I was not expecting me to just end up vomiting all that backstory out.
It's got to happen sometime.
Yeah.
I rather enjoyed that. That was a good job, guys. Round of applause, everybody. My goodness. So, for all of you in chat, thank you for watching up to this point. This is where we do our little post-stream chat and just kind of chill and talk to you guys for a little bit before we wrap up the night. So, if you've been watching this on YouTube, thank you so much for sticking around and watching. You can feel free to check out at this point, but we will try to make it clear what we're answering so that if you do stick around, it is not complete nonsense. So to Nadar first, because I know your internet will cut out here in a little bit. So any questions you have, and I do see somebody in chat redeeming name an NPC, so go ahead and let me know what you want it to be named.
I don't have any questions.
Can we set the rule that it can't be any of the current characters' names?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, I have no questions. I just had a lot of fun just in that last little bit. Just like that nightmare would be fresh in his mind. It would be that would be like one of the only things he's thinking about. I also wasn't expecting to jokingly be like, oh hey, I'm still angry, so longsword in my face, I'm gonna swat that away with one claw and try and scratch with the other.
Yeah. I mean, in fairness, I wasn't expecting you to I guess I was expecting you to try and attack her. I didn't really know how that was gonna go down. I was like, well, this is gonna be interesting one way or the other. SJ, if you don't mind, can you have AJ's spare thing ready for...
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. But
it's just... a lot of jokes were pulled by everyone.
Yes.
I didn't plan on most of them.
Neither did I.
Jumping in a coffin.
We're supposed
That one
to
I was
plan?
like... that one I was like, my immediate reaction is to jump in a coffin. But I gotta check to make sure it works with my character.
Yeah.
I look at my character sheet. Yeah, I have an intelligence of -1.
This seems like a good decision.
This is a good decision.
Why not?
Yeah.
I was just surprised he doesn't have a superstition about that, but I guess that would just
No,
be
he's
for
afraid of
normal
water, but he's
people.
not afraid of dead
I'm
bodies.
afraid of water and ghosts. But if it's dead, it's already dead.
It's fine.
He's not superstitious. He's only a little stitious.
Little stitches.
Yeah.
Of specific things.
Water. Oh, water.
It's super specifically general.
Exactly.
That was definitely an interesting episode.
That part was planned after he mentioned he was like, not a lot of people make it. I was like, oh man, he didn't tell us that before when I asked. Now I gotta be even more distrusting of him. And then I was like, okay. Oh, he also gave them water. So that's also suspicious to Millard. So I gotta bring that up.
I didn't think about that.
And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Let me turn his little thing on. So
Because it wasn't like just he had water. It was he was the first one to offer it, and it just happened to be water.
Sure, that makes sense. So, as we keep going out through the remainder of the Q&A portion of the end of the night. So, if chat has any questions, this is the point to start talking about stuff, and as well as let's talk to some of our players about the rest of our players about tonight. So, man, I just off the top of my head, I'm already thinking I feel like there's going to be a lot of clips from this week. I could be wrong, but just thinking on what just happened, I feel like there's going to be a lot, and almost from everybody.
I like the game of telephone. That was funny.
Yes.
That was great.
And I knew the second, I was like, they're literally about to do telephone, and it's about to get botched. And it's going to be glorious. And
I didn't think about it until Nadar said something, and I was like,
yep.
Oh man, this is so much better than I originally planned.
Yep. It was like, this is going to be 100% the telephone game. That's what's going to happen. And sure enough, it did. I half expected whenever the run sequence started happening, some people just didn't move. But thankfully, everybody was like, all right, people are running. Let's go.
I thought
Except
Captain
Nadar.
Vex was gonna like cast a spell. I thought Albereth was gonna be like, "You said the truffle."
I was froze. I was trying to figure if like something like weird that we were gonna do instead of run, and like I couldn't think of anything.
Dude.
So it's like yeah, like too late. I was like, maybe if like we skip, like
Right. Or just do something ridiculous.
yeah, I was trying to think of something that was like less helpful without being entirely just like let's get the party killed. But like if like half of us are doing the wrong plan.
I will say I was prepared if something went wrong, and I kind of hoped it did. But
Oh,
I had a plan.
don't panic. I have a plan.
Panic.
Nobody panics when there's a plan. They just follow the plan.
Wait,
And
so
I wasn't. I put out there, Nadar stays perfectly still, so Zyle just picks him up under his arm on his way past him. It's like, I know Zyle's not my character, but I was like, I hope
he
this is
would be used to doing something like that, I would think, at this point. So
yeah.
Liam, what were you saying? That you had like your only plan was what?
My only idea other than running was rope trick and telekinetic shove, but it's not really that good in this type of scenario.
I mean, if you could shove the monster up the rope
No,
and just leave him there for a little bit.
That would be interesting.
no, wouldn't work.
It's just an other space to put the monster.
Right. Like,
Not that it would be stuck there.
I think it could be effective to do either of those things. Like it wouldn't like keep the monster away permanently, but it might give you enough time to get away or something.
It would. The monster weighs too much, and the rope trick area cannot support like a larger than large creature.
We don't know how much it weighs.
Yeah.
It could weigh a
It's gonna
pound.
make me a little sensitive about that too. So
It's very sensitive about its weight.
Yeah. You don't have to weigh.
You don't just ask a monster's weight, Liam. Gosh.
It's something
should've
Ayla
just-
would do.
I should have just tried to rope trick and just telekinetic shoved it anyway.
Should have just asked him his weight. He probably would have turned around, cried, and left.
just cried.
Oh, maybe.
Comes with spitting at Liam. Just,
I kind of want to play that D&D campaign. Insecure monsters.
how much do you weigh, sir?
I'm now on the monster's side.
Right.
I know I'm a monster, but you don't have to say it.
Please
the
do that.
monster now.
Please
Why
make the
not
monster
use
have that voice.
word?
You didn't have to say it like that.
Gosh.
Make it sound like the Jabberwocky.
I know I'm a
Goodness.
monster.
All right, so chat, last call for any questions, and we'll do a round robin for our players. So I think a fun thing to do is just highlight of the night to see what everybody's favorite moment was, and it can be fun. I'll start so it gives everybody time to think it, but we kind of already mentioned it, but probably inherently the telephone situation was pretty glorious. Close second is Miller jumping in a coffin. Was not exactly what I was expecting that interaction to be, but all the same, I was like, okay, this is glorious.
Hey, I just learned how to build them. So
I'm investigating.
What did you think?
I need to inspect the integrity of this build. Yeah, so Mr. Richard, we'll start with you. What was your highlight of the night?
It would have been the game of telephone, but the surprise conversation with Nadar at the end, because he's played it close to the chest the whole time, and he just kind of
You right.
it boiled out, and I think Yeah, I was kind of just chatting with him through Discord. He said he wasn't planning on doing that, so that's how the best role play happens. And our boy did good there.
Absolutely. Agree 100%. I was glad to finally get a little bit of Nadar story out there. I know it's been like by far the most constrained out of everybody. No one really knows anything. So that kind of, even though now only Zyle knows, but at least the players got to, witness some of it. So within time, maybe it'll leak out to the rest of them so you can all interact. Miss Elbreth, or Miss Bix, what about you?
I mean, I don't know. Mine would be repetitive because I was just like thinking, like, what's the worst thing to do when the son of the deceased is walking in? And then he's like, I'll do that.
It's like quick, act natural.
You can imagine the dialogue options in the RPG. Grab a
and then
book.
I was gonna try to like
Dance
cover
One
it
of
up.
these things is not like the other.
Hide under the table.
And I imagine
And I
like,
was gonna try to like cover for him, but then he had to go and talk about like building him because I was like, he's just like really attached, like he's really sad for you. Like I don't know. Like,
instead you're like, he's just
like, no.
instead everyone's like, he's just weird around death. All right, okay, that's freaking great. Liam, same question. What's your highlight of the night?
For ferociousness and laughing would have to be either the coffin or the telephone game. But
Yep.
for duration is definitely the Nidar trying to scare.
That was
That was good.
Yeah. I knew that was not gonna go well.
I can see the whole scene of her just walking out in like full armor and just being like, boom,
Just whack. Just thought a bear was coming through. Didn't know what the heck was happening.
And I like that her reaction is, "There's a bear coming through. I'm going to punch it."
Exactly.
many bears.
Should let you know. Don't mess with Irina. Just walk around punching bears. Millard, what was
Was
your?
she the singer for "I Wrestled a Bear Once"?
Miller.
I actually gotta say the occult book, and I mean a little bit of the funniness of it being like, hey, what's your book about? But then like seeing Elbreth be like, oh, this situation is a lot like the situation we're in.
This
That was
might be
interesting to
bad.
me.
Yeah,
And her being like, where did you meet this guy? In tavern.
Elbreth straight asking this man if he has a basement.
Do you?
I figured like maybe the direct approach, and they're expecting you to not like they're like, okay, we'll just go do the
she
direct
says,
approach.
"Do you have a basement, and will you let us leave?" That's what she asked him.
That was fantastic.
I don't know if this whole city is full of death houses, so
Yeah.
Every house.
it's like we're just gonna get this out of the way, okay?
So Milled's not crazy for thinking every house is a death house.
I mean,
It's
now
true.
that it's in a book, so validated.
SJ, same question. What was your highlight of the night?
I just wanted to talk.
that was your highlight.
No. I mean, like, my conversation at the beginning was very for me, it was very enjoyable to be able to role play it.
True.
I kind of wanted to continue on with the banter, but at the same time, I realized, when Jay stepped in, it's like, okay, we need to, like, end the conversation so others can keep going.
Mhm.
So it was so fun. And apparently my what was it? My 3 prongs of how bad it was a good quote there. I enjoyed chasing Nadar and just seeing him get just
Seeing the
That
dog
was
get
fun.
whacked.
just seeing him get whacked. And then just like like I said earlier in this, how just the flexibility of the group that in a sense I was allowed to put out there. I think this, in a sense, would work if Nadar just stood perfectly still because he obviously didn't understand what was going on, and Zyle just automatically picks him up because that's just Zyle's purpose in this whole game is to pick up the person that doesn't realize it. He did that at the beginning when Ayla was like completely.
Yeah.
That's actually under my notes under Zyle or Nadar.
There it is.
It says Zyle brought him along.
Right.
It's under character traits.
My note was like freaking like Zyle's apparently a stud and can just carry a dwarf on his shoulder like it's nothing. Like just sitting there dead sprint, just carrying this.
That's how I meant.
Like man.
Zyle's function is a PC transport system.
I don't know how much Nadar weighs, but it can't be light.
Well, he is small.
He is, but he's a pretty thick boy.
I laugh at Outriders post
in Twitch or Discord.
The question.
Okay,
if sister had been for a real fight, how would you fight her?
Well, Nadar's not here to answer that, but if anybody else wanted to give that one a go.
Oh wait, what was
What's
the question?
If the sister continued and was like,
I wouldn't.
Was really going to throw down. He was asking, how would you fight her?
I wouldn't. I would just be like, no.
I wouldn't fight to kill, but I would probably get Mark to like keep Nadar away and try to get Ismark to hold her back.
I would cast hold person on one of them.
Yeah,
but I'm not
probably
sure.
telekinetic push the other.
An option for me would be sleep, the spell sleep.
Ooh, yeah, we should have done that.
Well, another option would be to just let him duke it out until someone falls unconscious and just end it there.
That's fair. And then, what's probably my favorite thing, my true favorite thing from the night, is that if you would have told me before this episode started that this was going to be a pretty much comedy-filled episode, I would have not believed you because I knew like where you guys were going. I was like, no, surely not. This is going to be like more like probably tense and ridiculous and a whole lot of like not knowing what's coming. But that's why I freaking love this game because like you don't freaking know what's going to happen at any point.
There were still tense moments. I think the telephone game added levity for the audience, but for the characters, it's still like
very.
Because I'll share a little bit. I was totally planning if it was like between us and Ismark, I was totally planning on be like, I'm gonna hamstring this guy and leave him to the monster, and we're gonna get at his house.
Oh my! Oh my!
That's what was going on in my mind. I was like,
that would have been interesting to see because I feel like
I was like, I want to be really cautious about this because if I do it, I want to make sure he dies. I don't want him to come back at us.
Yeah, I don't want that.
And I did have like a plan to be like to make it okay with Zyle first.
Like in my head, I really don't know what you guys would do. In my head, if Miller did that, I feel like we'd almost have like a Marvel Civil War type of moment, basically, because I think some of the party would maybe be on board, and others would be like, "The frick are you doing?"
Well, I think I could have gotten Nadar, Mark, and Elbereth on my side.
Maybe, maybe,
and then maybe Zyle. So that gives me the majority, but it would have been tough.
I don't know if Zyle would be okay with that.
That would be a hard sell on that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd actually would have.
That'd be. It would have been very interesting. It sounds weird. I kind of wish that happened. just to see.
This is all to to demonstrate a little bit, like that's where Pillard's mindset's at. It's like
Right.
that he really does not trust this guy.
That or just fight or flight. Like, it's nothing personal, mate. It's just, I need to survive.
Miller is nothing if not efficient.
Or it might be personal. I don't know. Who's to say?
It's not
Very
personal.
personal.
Every decision isn't personal, or it is one of the other.
Or maybe it is. It's fine. But that's going to wrap things up for tonight, folks. Thank you, everybody, for stopping by and enjoying this wonderful episode of humor and fun times and some exposition. Honestly, it was kind of a well-balanced thing, kind of intertwined, but it was very lighthearted for the most part, I'd say. So it was very entertaining.
It was fun.
It's like, well done, everybody. A lot of really good role play tonight. I enjoyed it a whole lot
Thank
as
you.
somebody just
Thank you.
got to sit back and watch. Very, very entertaining. But yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. So thank you, anyone who watched this on Twitch. If you're still watching on YouTube for some apparent reason, thank you as well. You're also appreciated. And we look forward to seeing all of your wonderful faces next week as we go to episode 12 and continue on further down this descent to madness. So as always, this is Trials of Imagination. We will see you guys next week. Everybody say goodbye.
Peace.
Till next time.